Stop.
Stop it, Ron. Stop it.
Ah, there we go. It's saying it's live now.
Stop it, Ron. Wingardium Leviosa. We're just so bad that they were fucking hilarious. Fucking love those. Hey, okay, now we're fucking alive. God damn it.
It's up. Live.
We legit just had like a 5-minute conversation about Star Wars, and it was all over on Twitch is what happened, because this, I don't know why, I need to pick a platform and just stick with it. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think that's part of my problem here. I like to live stream and stuff, but YouTube is all about videos, and so I'm not going to get into this right now. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Triquetra.
Indeed. Good evening. We have Zalgulu with us this time.
Yeah, myself, the Goon, and of course, Noir.
What do you mean, of course?
Well, you're always here, you know.
What makes you think it's always me? I could.
I'm gonna
stand in.
You're gonna bring in a Noir double.
Yeah, I have about 13 of them.
Oh, that's rather fortunate that you got extras. I mean, I can barely find
Today's
one.
one's called Gerald.
do they all match you perfectly, or is this one of those things where it's like fucking?
Well, why do you think I've not used face cam for so long?
So they're all voice doubles essentially.
They're all voice doubles. None of them look like me.
Oh my god. I'm just none of them look alike, but they all sound alike. So you could have like the Owen Hart blue blazer kind of moment, where someone who's like not even the right ethnicity is wearing this, is just using your account. Oh, I love wrestling. It's so stupid. Anyway, so today we're continuing our ongoing look into a Petscop. A couple weeks ago, of course, we had some interesting activity from the channel. If you want to go and know more about that, I would recommend going back and looking at our previous video, or of course checking out Noir's videos on his channel. He's been following it very closely lately.
Yeah. Oh yes, I've been very, very busy. You'll find out more about that at some random interval.
Ooh, I think we all got some plans for the future here, so none of us really gotta worry about those kinds. Anyway, so
indeed,
we should probably, do we want to start moving in, or is there anything that we think we need to address or discuss right now, or anything?
Anything you wish to add, Zalga?
No.
No? Okay.
Fair enough.
So last time we stopped at episode. Okay, first episode was 1 through 4, because the last one was a 2-minute one that we did. I believe we did to 8 or 9, was it?
I believe we got to the end of 8.
We got to the end of 8.
Oh, can someone help?
You know, here I'm gonna take a. You know what? We'll watch episode 8 anyway. How about we start there? That'd be a good place, because that is where things start to change a little bit. Yeah.
I like the recent uploads on it.
Hey, we're getting closer there. Next episode, maybe.
Yeah.
Be there. But here we go.
Like, by recent, I'm talking like the ones where, I don't know, it goes more into the whole fact. Like, I think in the earlier episodes, I heard people were making theories up and stuff about why the flower, like, oh, the flower scene looks very similar to a demo footage. And then later on, I think they go more into it. I think especially the, like, past video or two, they've been really going into the whole demo footage type thing.
Well, we definitely got some solid footing from the last 2 videos, essentially seeing that these attempts that are happening in the demo are happening in the real game, but then the key inputs are put into the demo, and it's able to play through that section, from what I got.
Yeah.
Did I sound that right? Also, what, sorry?
I was saying hello to someone in chat.
Right.
Always good to have people here. Thanks again for joining us once again.
Indeed.
So, Petscop 8. We'll begin this here. We're just getting started in the underground road.
What? What?
Hello, Marvin.
Yeah, I remember watching this the other time now.
Californian raisin.
He's a green raisin. Yep.
Petscop 69.
Oh, I've missed you, Zarvin.
Marvin, right?
Yeah.
Petscop Nintendo 64 remaster.
Marvin. I think you're confused, Marvin.
Oh, he's not confused.
I think you might. I think you get where you're going. What? Excuse me?
So this is something I've been kind of thinking of for the past few days.
Go ahead.
Care, Marvin, and Paul all use essentially the same avatar with different heads. So
Yeah.
from that, can we infer that Care and Marvin are unable to open doors as well?
Mm-hmm.
Because Paul's unable to. So, and it seems like they're not able to as well. They walk into things, they stand against things, they grind against things too.
Yeah.
So it's something I've been thinking of, and I think that's part of the riddle that's coming along with the question of the door was closed and then it opened. Nobody opened the door. What did you do? So, whoa.
They, I'm just.
Jesus. Zolga, are you okay? Jesus.
What? It's just the bed.
It sounded like you fell down the stairs. Oh my god. Anyway, sorry about that there. But yeah, it's just something that I never really thought about too hard until recently.
Yeah. It's weird. It's definitely weird, and it's really, really not explained.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Noir. Or sorry, not Noir, sorry, Zolga.
Yeah.
Could you turn down your microphone sensitivity just a bit? We're getting a lot of noise from you there.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry there, man. It's really getting backup sound here, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like I can hear Californication.
Yeah, my parents are listening to music or something.
Gotta love the Chili Peppers.
Indeed.
Petscop, Black Flag. No.
More
Well,
Black Mirror than Black Flag.
how about Black Parade? When I was a new maker. No, I'm not doing. No. I'm not gonna even. No, I should be ashamed for even trying to revive that meme. Anyway, so let's continue here.
It's 10 o'clock at night here, and it's still too early for that.
California doesn't suck apart from being on fire.
Oh yeah, that'd do it.
Will I find him if I go up?
It's interesting here as well. I've never noticed this as well. Paul and Marvin make the opposite movements during which they move into a place where they're not supposed to able to be. Paul goes down and to the left and walks into a wall, and what happens? He pops up into another area. Marvin goes left and up into the sky and then ascends out of the hole. In both cases, characters have ended up somewhere where they're not supposed to be, but there still was a means to get there somehow.
Yeah.
So it's just another piece of the puzzle there that kind of fits in.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's, like I said last time to you, Goon, at some point he's definitely going to go back there in one of the episodes. Now he knows what he knows, and he knows for a fact that in the demo sequences his actions do something different to what he's seeing. He's got to go back there. He must realize by now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to find out as well that he's already done this and we simply haven't seen the sync up footage, or that we're waiting for another piece of footage to be paired with it, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's not here now. There's not even a passageway or anything. Can you remember when you saw this? Well, it could have changed between then and 2004. After 2004, my mom had reportedly. Well, okay.
So we got the conversation at the end there with the other person. We don't know who it is. It's not his mom, but it's someone.
Definitely sounds female. But which female it is, we are unsure.
Well, if it's the one from the new upload.
Jimmy.
Yeah, that's...
Jill.
Yeah,
And sorry, Athenaeus. I'm sorry, I don't know how it's pronounced. We're all overthinking this, absolutely, but that's the point, and that's the fun in this.
That's what changes a web series to an ARG for us.
Sound's been removed at the start of this one. And from what we've seen, of course, this segment here, him just waiting and then proceeding down to -1, this syncs up perfectly with the scene in which Paul is removing the petals from Care's head.
Yeah, that's...
But it's not a case of the whole doing it whilst, you know, knowing that you're doing it. Because he's just moving up on the treadmill. He's not moving up whilst he's pulling the petals.
Goes and explores down there. She's already gone. There he is, getting somewhere he shouldn't be.
Hello, Marvin.
Only works when I go this way.
It's a very strange thing to put into your game. One specific set of stairs, turn right a little bit, and then you'll be able to access other parts.
I don't quite understand the logic behind it. It's kind of like Mylon's Secret Castle, except no game has ever been successful using that kind of formula of, you know, here's information that we never gave you, that you never knew about, and yet you have to use it.
Yeah.
Where is the player supposed to learn these things in a game like this in particular, where you're given no signposting?
The tutorial. The walkthrough.
The Petscop discovery pages.
The Petscop Wikipedia.
It's on the website.
The website on the sticker.
Well, I talked about that, didn't I, in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
What I think that is.
Do you want me to pause it? You can go ahead if you want.
Yeah, may as well.
Go for it. Pitch it.
Yeah. She tripped and fell and is now lost.
Bingo bongo.
The poor sister. Looks like she fell into the mechanism. Oh, it's gone now, isn't it?
Well, unless you're Shadow Monster Man, you can't get there.
You can't change the past. You can only see it again.
Ah. Kind of an interesting take on the idea of your actions not being able to fully influence things here, but when you look back at them, you did influence them directly.
Yeah. Yes, Ivan. This is Undertale 2.
Yeah, see, you can see there. That's Papyrus on the wall, and he just walked away.
There's Sans, the tool, and Kara is the windmill.
Maybe Chara is Paul. We don't really know. That's kind of part of the puzzle. Oh yeah. So that line right there, you went there and it was a bad idea. I really haven't thought about that much, but it does sound like whoever did this planned to get rid of someone intentionally. You know.
Really?
That's what it reads as to me.
It reads the complete opposite to me.
Really?
You went there and it was a bad idea. Something happened that you didn't intend.
That's another way to read it, I guess. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Both disappeared into thin air.
I'm drinking Monster myself, dingus mingus.
It's Saturday morning.
You married her sister, and years later your friend was reborn as your daughter.
Care Paul Bell.
Mm-hmm. So this would mean that Jill knows about the evidences about the photograph as well.
Well, of course, she took the second picture.
Because she's the one who was taking the pictures, yeah.
She was there.
She knows.
She knows what happened.
She knows exactly what happened, but I don't know. Paul needs to talk to her. God damn it, we need her accounts, her direct.
Well, he does talk to her.
Well, yeah.
He rings her up. He says, "I'm gonna call Jill." We just can't hear that conversation.
Yeah, we're again omitted that information. Yeah. I can't help but wonder what the evidence is. How do you?
It's that picture.
Well, yeah, but how do you have evidence of someone died and then they were reborn as your daughter when you married their sister? How do you? Is it proof of delusions or something? I have no idea. It's just.
I think it's more of a proof of delusion, maybe, because he said that he was looking through his things. Maybe he was writing stuff down.
That's yeah.
The Petscop discovery pages, for instance, your child page.
Yeah. Maybe he
probably. It's probably an excerpt from some notes that Marvin's been writing down.
Something out in the working on something in the garage kind of thing. I think I get it. Okay.
No, we don't get it. That's why we're doing this.
I get that we don't. I get it, and the thing that I get is that we don't get it. Is what I mean.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oop. What's going on there? Hey, hey. The F is going on here. My thing is flipping out for some reason.
Well, it seems to be okay now.
Okay, I have no idea what that was. That was weird.
Welcome to the party, Paul.
You're late, but you're here. Hold on a second there. Never really noticed that before. Hang on here.
What?
Hang on, right about here. What is that around?
Trees.
Huh.
And a couple of windmills. Well, pinwheels.
Pinwheels. Not quite a windmill. But yeah.
There's that piece of cake in a pinwheel again. 2 gifts.
One is the key. There we go.
Nice bright green key.
The other ones will go.
What the fuck?
That's a dead kid.
That's a giant red prism.
The camera here.
God, it's doing that thing. Oh, I know what's happening here. Jesus. almost choir-like. It could be a turned on its side spinning there, Tristan. It's possible.
Very interesting that it's got that.
What?
It's got one of the pieces of the new Maker plane at the entrance of the door there.
Yeah, it shows that outside, unlike everywhere else. Well, no, every other place actually has a little bit of a path where you can see what the floor is going to be, so I guess that makes sense, but from the angle that it's at, you wouldn't know that it would lead to the new Maker's plane unless the door was open.
Yeah. This game is in the mind of Logan Paul.
That's a dead kid. Let me take a picture. I wonder, okay, so he was able to soft lock the game by having both the doors open. Would he be able to also soft lock the game by locking himself in the prison, I wonder? With having no exit, with both doors closed.
No.
Maybe that's the safest place to be in this case. Everything is darker in that room he teleported into. Yep, did notice that there, Fern.
It's that as well, because he can soft lock the game by doing this. It crashes.
When the door, after the door opens and he tries to go through it. Yeah. Someone using Petscop 3D tried locking both the doors and it soft locked them in. Yeah, of course, that's what the puzzle would do, but I can't help but wonder what would happen if they did that intentionally in the game. If Paul did that. No, in this game it would yield some sort of crazy result. Marvin gets swole with treadmill. Catcher, you had to lie, but it may not be a lie forever. You're the new Maker. You can turn Care NLM into Care A and close the loop.
I love that. Now that we know what we know, you're in the other place too.
I like how they leave off just enough cryptic lines. Like, you can interpret so much of this, and yet at the same time, your interpretations can mean nothing down the line. Someone pointed out the other day as well that I never noticed here, but just the idea of dehumanization through the idea of pets begins much earlier than we even realize. I mean, he goes and he captures Amber, which is a ball thingy, and then there's the plant and the bucket, and then we have Pen, who is literally a person. It's a person. It's a person with hands and a head.
Yeah. if you think of it in the purpose of a game,
Hmm.
we do many horrible, horrific things in games,
Of course,
but it's all just part of a game. We wouldn't do it in real life, would we?
that's of course the message that's going on here, but it's anything we want to add to that there?
Well, it's very weird that he picks up himself.
Pardon?
Picks up himself if we go based off Petscop 14.
Bit of a mind
Picks
fuck,
himself
yeah.
back up.
Bit of a mind fuck, but yeah. You are you, but you're also not you. You're the interpretation of it. Okay, let's not go there. And I've hurt my brain. So here we are again. And there's the soft lock. Yeah.
Soft lock that we know for a fact doesn't actually soft lock the game.
And then the game
I
go.
love the fact that it just closes the door on him.
Game says
No.
no, you're not doing this. Fuck you. Don't even. He sounded like he was going to say something there.
Yeah.
And go.
But wait, look. They're both still open.
You goddamn cheater.
There you go.
Haymaker's playing more like cheaters playing.
Well, it's 2017, silly.
That's the year, not the month.
Yeah, I know.
I can't help
He's just going, here's the calendar, look yourself.
calendar. It really does seem like it should be able to do something there. Jump.
Is this the new topic? Oh,
Yes, you take care of a small child in your game. If they die, you go to jail. You must keep them alive for minimum 18 years.
minimum 18 years.
Minimum. Then they're on their own. You can kick them out. That's not what we want. Stop. Stop. No. Don't. That.
Not having it.
That's no. It's not having it at all. No. Don't. Stop. That's not what I wanted. Jeez, I clicked on the wrong back button. Sorry. Oh my god.
Just pause it.
Just
and then...
just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Stop. Please. There we go.
Oh, everything's red.
Oh god, what have I done now? Everything. Everything this thing wishes to betray. Okay, now we got a nice big long video that's 29 minutes long. So we're getting closer. We only got 4 videos left after this one, so we're going to do this one here, and do we want to save the next 7 for the next one? Or so the next 4 for the next week then?
Oof, yeah.
Because we have a half hour here, and then 14 is another half hour that we're going to have to go through as well.
Sweet Jesus, yeah.
I'm sorry your wife left you, Dingus Mingus. I know how it feels. It can really suck. But let's strap in and go for it.
Signs along the way that I ignored
Not funny, Bory.
because it
Not
would have been a
funny.
completely ridiculous idea to me.
Okay, it's a little bit funny.
When I found my room, it made well, I was shocked at first, but it made sense,
Yep.
especially considering where I found the game in the first place. They would be tied in some way to me through you.
See, that's a discrepancy that I kind of picked up on there. I'm not sure about everyone else here. He said in the first video he was given the game, right?
Yeah.
Now
Well, he said he found it.
Well, he was given it a while back by someone else, but now he's saying this is where I found it. So it makes me wonder: is Paul a bit of a unreliable narrator here going on?
He's always been an unreliable narrator.
Yeah, just slipping a little bit more there than normal.
It's tied to me.
I think, when was the last time I saw any of you at all? It had to have been like 1999. I was a kid. I was a small kid. Tiny kid.
That's interesting.
How so?
Yeah, pause it.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Go on.
He just wanders around for a bit anyway, but yeah. I was a small kid. It must have been 1999 when I last saw you guys. So if that's the case, why was the first thing that was on the about section saying that Rainer gave us this gift in 1997 and the year 2000? You weren't there, Paul. You weren't there. So how do you know that it was given again in 2000?
You wouldn't have even remembered any of that, yeah.
You were still a kid, apparently, in 1999.
Kara would have been the same age as him if they were identical. So that's...
And yet, he's aware that the game, you know, was still there in 2004. His mother had it. He knew that it was given again in 2000. And yet he hadn't seen any of them at all since 1999.
It's an enigma. It's a hell of a puzzle. Let us continue to dig.
That I could scan and send to you. I just came home and drew this big drawing. And it's still, you still need an explanation on, because the drawing is not very clear, scribbles really, but you need the visual to understand the explanation, right? So you need both. I'm about 90% sure this is gonna work. And 10% not so sure. But mostly sure. Okay.
So, yeah, this is him doing one of those parts that's not accessible to him right now.
Wait, I think I did that wrong. Again.
I'm wondering who drew this diagram or who gave him the information that this would work like this.
Well, he must have spoken to someone since this point, because it was at this point anyway where the about section changed to basically saying he's now recording himself at our.
I mean, I was 90% sure, but
so right. They've told him something, and it's now become the family YouTube instead of just Paul's YouTube.
My guess is, if it's anyone, it's going to be the person that he spoke to on the phone about, well, that part of the game is gone now. I don't know, maybe it changed since then and now, you know? Because that's the only other person that we really have that even has knowledge of the game, to be honest, apart from people mentioned in the game.
Yeah. So that's the thing, there's someone else, aside from his mother, who we believe to be Jill. But there's someone else who he was talking to, because you wouldn't say to your mother, my mother had it apparently.
Yeah, no, because...
So that was clearly someone else. That's clearly probably the person that was originally making the recordings for.
Right. You okay there, Zolga?
I'm fine, yeah.
Sorry there, he's just getting big loud noises, just a little concerned there for a second.
Yeah, it just sounds like you keep on falling over.
No, that's a sneeze that time. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's definitely... He's definitely talking to the person who made the previous recordings, or whoever previously played the game. Whoever that is, we still have no idea. The only person I could think of it possibly being is Care. Yeah, Care is the only other person I could think of that would end up playing this game and have to play through the roles of something else, perhaps. Anyway, let's press on.
Definitely someone.
Yeah.
A little shocking that it actually worked. That's very neat. Alright, so the way this works, I'm supposed to pass on this one. There it is. Okay. So this one we wanna... what do we wanna ask about the house? We wanna ask where is house?
So that's the thing, he's now knowing exactly what to do. And he's saying, we want to ask.
He's also not playing as himself right now. Because he's clearly playing as Marvin, because if you notice, every other time there's been a screen that pops up right now.
So I don't know.
That car taking off was well timed with wheel going there.
Me to go this way, right?
But no,
yeah,
sorry.
That's what's happening.
Sorry, what I'm trying to say is, the question there, where is house, has always been presented as where is my house, Marvin,
Yeah.
obviously. The green key, kind of an obvious one as well. Also, it should be noted that he doesn't capitalize any of that, just like when Marvin is writing, there's no capitalization to any of his writing. So just sort of odd little notes, little pieces like that, that all fit together when you look at them.
Yeah.
That's not what I was expecting, actually. I guess a road makes sense, but it's not visually the same thing that I was expecting to see.
So
What the camera just did there.
I can't help but wonder what he was expecting to see. I don't even remember that line ever coming up. He was expecting something, he wasn't expecting the road, but yeah, the road makes sense too.
Yeah.
Does it? Why is that? Paul.
It's a frozen house. I think we found the house. Okay. We just found the fucking house. Found the house. The key still
He
works.
still works.
Still works. But you can't open it.
What? What? You can't open it. Another joke about how I can't open doors.
But you can now.
Sort of.
Top is going to the right, and then the bottom is going to the
Yeah,
left.
did you notice that?
No, what?
This one's going to say,
What?
The joke doesn't work anymore.
What do you mean?
The whole joke throughout it, as he just mentioned there, the joke is that he can't open doors.
Right.
Since Petscop 14, he realizes he doesn't need to.
Oh.
He doesn't need to open the actual door, and that's the answer to the puzzle
He can just...
that was given to Marvin. The door didn't open itself. In fact, it turns out the door was never open at all.
But somehow he was able to influence what happened on the other side of it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the line we should use here? That's a puzzle.
He likes his
Righty tighty lefty
puzzles.
loosey, or
It's a hell of a puzzle.
you turn this thing to the right. And I mean, I still get confused about that. Because I know it's always the top, but I still have to think. Well, we have the door open now, so I mean, okay. All right. Okay. It's interesting. Got people appearing and disappearing.
That's Jill.
Mm-hmm.
Got a couple of calendars here.
So, a lot of people have interpreted this calendar as days that someone is staying with one parent and then with the other.
That does make sense.
Now, it does in a sense, but at the same time, it doesn't, because that's not how joint custody works with parents, to my understanding. I mean, most of the time it's I'm with them for 4 days, you're with them for 3 kind of thing, or it's I'll take them throughout the week so they can go to the school and then they get you for the weekend. But in this case, we have situations where it just starts to straight up alternate, which,
Yeah, it's sporadic.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense on that. I really don't get that.
It is definitely times. It's falling over again. You okay, Zalga?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Well, yeah.
I can just leave. I don't really have
No,
much
no,
to
no.
say anyway.
No, we like having you
No,
here.
no.
It's nice having having someone who's not super deep into this like us have their interpretation on it. It's a fresh set of eyes that we kind of need.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't really know what to say.
Okay, well,
Exactly.
if you want to go right now, man, you are more than welcome to. And
Yeah, plus I feel like just lots of noise going on and stuff.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
Hey, so you'll definitely be back with us next week, and when we do more series, you'll be with us too, right?
Well, not
Yeah,
next-
maybe. Depends if I really have anything to really say. I don't think I've had much input in the past couple weeks. I just don't really know what to add, really.
Okay. Well, if you want to go and do something else, man, you're more than welcome to join us again, of course.
Okay.
And of course, when Cat Ghost gets active once again, we're definitely going to have you back for that.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Yeah.
if you want to, Zalga, you go for it. We love you, man, and
Okay.
you will always be welcome here. You know that.
Yeah.
Feel free to drop in anytime.
Absolutely.
Okay, dude.
All right.
But yeah, I'll see you.
Take care, there,
All
Zalga.
right, indeed. Everyone say bye. Bye-bye.
I love that guy. Good people.
It's great.
Well, let's keep going for this here now.
So they're different years. We got this green here. Starts off with a checkerboard, then whatever this is, and then weekends,
Yeah, like that makes sense there.
and it's green
Yeah.
every day.
Someone got solo custody at that point, my
Oh.
guess.
Okay,
Actually,
I don't know if you got that immediately. Yeah, so
okay, he keeps flicking through it here, but my guessing is the kidnapping was on the date that it ended.
No, the kidnapping was on June 5th.
It was on June 5th? Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, my bad.
because that's the day that he
June?
comes back to. When it goes to the event of the kidnapping.
Mm.
That's the day that's highlighted.
Okay, okay.
Mentions as well. In a second, I believe.
There's also this brief thing where we have a marking on the calendar for June 13th. Never really got anything for that, I don't think.
Did anything come out on June 13th?
Not that I remember. Maybe it's for a different year.
I don't know if you got that immediately. Yeah, so June to November. Mm-hmm. Yeah, on that topic, I don't remember meeting this girl at all. I don't remember knowing her at any point. And I remember you saying that we exactly the same age, right? I just don't remember even hearing about anyone going missing, right? I don't have a single. I remember her going missing. that. I mean, I was a kid, but even then, could have been one of those periods when we weren't visiting very much, but it seems weird, right? Because I don't know if you can verify these dates, but 5th of June, 10th of November, right, when she went missing and when she was found, right? And the 25th here, I'm wondering what the animation means there. Right, how the number is animating a bit. Because, right, the 25th of December on both calendars, but they're different years. So I don't know if it means it's the 25th of December in this house, but then it's 2 different years. So that's
strange.
I do agree there's a
He
resemblance.
doesn't realise that it clearly represents Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Well, Christmas of 2 different years, and then he has the calendar showing.
He sees. That's the weird thing about it. He doesn't even make the link to the fact that there's a Christmas tree right there. They're talking about presents. There's presents on the ground. There's a bunch of people, and yet he doesn't even realise that it's clearly Christmas.
Mm-hmm. The word Christmas does not appear even once. Interesting.
Very strong resemblance between us. Oh,
Very strong resemblance between us.
what? The hell? That was an experience. Huh.
So up until here, the audio has been completely cut, it sounds like. When it starts moving, I think is when it... Yeah, there we go. So I like to think of myself as, you know, artistically inclined and able to interpret things well, usually. I don't get this at all. And it continues. About 20 seconds were cut out there.
Yeah.
So what happened? Can't help but wonder. Maybe someone got hit by a car?
Makes sense. There's that thing. What do you know?
Real-time debate. It may very well be hell there, Boru. Red overtone on everything's pretty... Ugh. No, I'm totally fine. I love the ambient music in this area. That's why I'm staying quiet. It's so gloomy.
Hell. That was an experience. Huh. Hey. I could have sworn I just saw above the bathtub those white blocks with the symbols on them. We were seeing some of those before. I could have sworn I just saw one of those right there.
See, we are getting some sort of memory alteration here. But to what degree is the real question now, and for what reason?
Everything's different now. Tree is gone. Got a bucket here. What's going on? And that looks the same.
My husband may come here after 6 p.m. Please stay overnight if you can. Thank you so much.
June the 5th.
So, interpreting this here then, these days where it's plain would be where Jill, or the mother, has Belle, or sorry, has Care, and the green days would be the one where the father has them.
But that also wouldn't make sense considering that it says please stay overnight if you can.
Well, no, I think that they suspected that something was going to happen on this day. Probably because they know the husband, who goes out of his way then, of course, to kidnap his daughter, it seems.
But why also would it can't be, thinking about it, that message can't be for Care.
Why not?
Why would it say my husband may come here?
Well, it's intended for someone else who's supposed to be watching her, it seems.
Yeah.
Don't know who, but it's someone.
Rainer?
Could be Rainer. Could be a lot of people.
Considering we see Wavy and Randis.
That would make sense that it could be Rainier. And considering we see Wavy and Randis in the locations that would be the bathroom and the bedroom, And also considering we see them teleport between the two in the actual even care area. It's a possibility.
I don't know if I can
And
find
of
out.
course, check your bathroom now.
Game time.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
Could it be? Because we've been considering for a while now that Raina is dead. Considering that check your bathroom now, maybe during the kidnapping, if we go based entirely off that whole capture sequence in even care, maybe Raina was there. And maybe bloody drowned him.
That would be pretty... yeah, you know what? That would actually make sense and be fucked at the same time. I could
Drowned
see...
him in a bucket,
Did...
leaving Randit or Care defenseless.
in order to kidnap them.
Another Care. Can I get on this bed? I'm supposed to get up on the bed. I don't know how this is supposed to work. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we can do here. But do I want to see something? Oh, we're free now, that's good. I'm interested in this window. I don't really know what to do, but if we could, come in through the window. I don't know if that's the thing. Yeah. I don't know, there's something I missed in here. I don't think so. It's a fun thing. Fun thing that just happened.
See,
I didn't do that.
I'm thinking something else happened here.
I can't close doors. I can't open doors either, so I
Well, he's clearly
also
taking the
can't,
part
Yeah.
of whoever was babysitting.
There's more to it as well, because we have a direct scene where, well, in this case right now, Paul can't see anything of what's going on. He can only really... his avatar is locked over in the closet, meaning he can't see what's really going on out here. So everything that's going on out here, for him, really is only hypothetical. And I don't know why, but I've always had this major fear myself of something like this exact scenario happening, but not with someone performing kidnapping. But think about how heavy an AC unit is, and for it to fall onto a bed and then fortunately bounce off.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem likely to me.
No.
So I can't help but wonder if maybe Care's dead and we don't know it yet. Just a thought.
I don't know. I mean, I know what it wants me to do now.
Pap, pap. There we go.
put everything back where it was. Still can't, Wait, so... oh, shit. But... shit. Where did he just come from? Bathroom?
Yeah.
That's probably where he killed Rainier.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ran into the shed. Or, sorry, he ran into the garage.
Mm-hmm. Right into the garage.
I was gonna...
Number of fun.
Car
Because he
ran
came
off.
from the window,
Yep.
as I was saying.
That's exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah, now there's a cute little ladder there.
Who describes a ladder as cute?
Oh.
What?
Maybe this part
So the,
isn't Rainer at all. Maybe this part's Mike or
Well,
something.
that's that. 1 second.
Could be.
It could be.
Pets now.
No, that'd be ridiculous. Because we see the check your bathroom now, then with Rainer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it must be Rainer. That
Yeah.
right there, that is what's messing with my head.
How so? Go on. Go with it.
I'll let the cars pass him.
Sorry, there
First.
was not. I was not expecting that. Major road, outside of where I live.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, my brother didn't want us to find him.
Because he knew we were all looking for Michael A.
So, by this point, in June the 5th, 1997, even though Mike died in 1995, they were still looking for him.
Wait. It's one of those things he was never found.
Yeah, they didn't manage to find
Oh, God.
him. Or at the very least at this point.
Oh, God. Where could a
My
kid...
brother.
Where could a kid hide if there was something like this going on and they didn't want to be found? I just had a really weird thought here, and a very terrible thought. Okay, so what year did the kidnapping take place?
June 5th, 1997.
Michael died 1995.
5. Game started to be crafted for Marvin in 1996 by Rainer.
So we have 5, 6, 7 lining up right there when it comes to the years. But that doesn't work with where I was going to go. It's all out of order.
Well, what I'm thinking is my brother didn't want us to find him.
Mm-hmm.
That would implicate that Rainer is Marvin's brother.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And he's been working in Petscop out in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's been working on the game out in the garage, Marvin grabs Care and runs out into the garage.
Well, we've already seen though by this point, he's gone to find out what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's come out of the bathroom after doing something to Rainer, probably drowning him or something,
Mm-hmm.
or locking him in it.
Killing him, getting rid of him, essentially removing him from the equation.
Yeah,
There's
getting him out of the picture,
Yeah.
and then he's running off.
I've never actually considered the tool shed to be considered a real place up until now. Now, think about this for a moment. Care is essentially kept in the basement of it,
Yeah,
and you've got
school basement specifically.
And you've got
So
Michael
it
beside it,
must
buried.
He must have access to the grounds or something like that.
Mm-hmm. That's where he kept her, with Michael buried right next to her, because no one ever found My brother didn't want us to find him because he knew we would all be looking for Michael A. Michael A. died, though, and got buried. Probably by Marvin. And that's why he's over by the shed. We need to know what Marvin did for a living here, because he had way too much access to kids.
Oh, man.
Go for it, Alter. You're always welcome to. I'm back. This is my present for you.
Yep. This is my present for you.
Start 1996 from Marvin.
See how it doesn't say new maker anymore?
Yeah.
I saw him at a birthday party once. All the older kids were down in the basement playing video games. Hide from everyone. He was down there too.
Possible, Alter, possible.
Check your bathroom.
Check the bathroom.
Like he's asked to.
I don't know.
The controller over the piano. That is a very small door. That is a half door. I've never really noticed that before.
It's just not the whole room, I don't think. Everything's sort of more top down.
Yeah. It's some weird isometric shit going on here. Actually, that's a good point that Boru brings up. Who is this baby? The baby will become Melody.
Take note of the fact that it's sort of pink. And then it changes to red when he screws up. We usually think of red as, you know, sort of wrong or danger, but red is also another character. She tripped and fell and is
lost. No, this is not Desposito 2. Stop asking. So,
So,
thoughts?
oh, so many thoughts.
I know you got them. Go for it. Anything you want to
Well,
pick?
let's take a sip for this one. Right. So based on what I can tell, that clearly is Paul. It says it's Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Or Marvin's interpretation of Paul.
The 2L Paul, in that case.
So that is showing the, the events of the kidnapping.
Yeah, yeah. Where
Tiara plays bad music too. We see Tiara playing bad music in the Quitter's room. The room where, well, clearly some form of hidden area where they were kept.
right over on the opposite side of the bed when she vanished.
Yeah. And she was practicing. She was trying to get it right. She was trying to become, well, Tiara.
But she didn't. But
Nope,
she didn't.
She's Belle.
She's still Belle. I'm not Tiara. But yeah, it is kind of one of the more difficult, longer videos to go through because there's so many themes colliding with one another at once. I'd never really made the connection between. Well, it was something that really didn't really strike me until later. The idea of the school itself within the game. A lot of people say it looks like it's been hastily put together. Something I've said repeatedly, though, is was it hastily constructed or has it been hastily demolished? And these are just pieces that are left over. The more I look at it, the more I think that it's been demolished by someone for whatever reason. Because they don't want Paul or whoever to get there, and yet Marvin has managed to access this and has led Paul to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To what purpose?
Well, that person's
We'll find
probably Jill.
That would make sense if she's trying to essentially erase her husband from the whole picture. If this is her part of her story.
Erase their implication of the window incident.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a little too late for that. At the same time, it looks like Rainier got it, and then Jill got it from the timeline from what we've seen. But in that case, it sort of doesn't make sense because the note from Rainier is still left in, implicating both her and Marvin at that point. Yeah. It must be a necessary piece of evidence for. It must be a piece of evidence that seriously charges Marvin in particular, because they're the one who seems to know the most about whatever happened.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think it was more hastily demolished, purposefully not completed and gotten rid of.
Mm-hmm.
But, including, once again, my mom had it since 2004, reportedly.
Mm-hmm.
She's Jill. She's getting rid of the evidence. She's getting rid of the way to do it to get there for Marvin.
Which would make sense, yeah. I can't help but wonder if we'll eventually get to see this evidence in the story, or if it's going to be one of those things that remains vague. Still wondering as well.
I think it might be there anyway.
Yeah.
All of those sections in the school that we're seeing, they're in the demo sections, which means they're bits that, can't really be deleted.
Yeah, they're saved somehow into the memory of the game on another level.
It works as well with the windmill.
Exactly.
Yeah. They've gotten rid of it.
But it's still there.
In the actual game, but Marvin can still access it, and the Shadow Monster Man, which is Marvin again, can still access it.
Mm-hmm.
It was something that they couldn't really figure out how to get out of the game.
It's yeah.
It's little tricks that Rainer have put in place.
There are a couple of things that do raise questions from future videos now as well. We have the multiple discs being seen in the bedroom with the two beds. There's the idea in that of there being multiple versions of the same game, and maybe at some point we'll get to see a different version.
We might have been seeing different versions throughout.
If this game does implicate all of these guilty parties, though, it does then beg the question: why has Jill held on to it?
She's been trying to clearly make it about something else.
Well, it could simply be easier to destroy it altogether. It would have been much easier. Then there would have been none of this whatsoever, you know. But there's definitely something else going on here.
Yeah. Well, my guess is that there were multiple copies, like we saw in Petscop 14. There was one copy that wasn't a CDR. There was one that was rewritable.
Right.
Which is the one that has the happy jingle.
Yeah.
Light blue.
The audio cue one. The audio cue one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
essentially, she's been adding stuff to the game. For instance, the stuff in 2017, which was in November on Paul's birthday, putting stuff in there for Paul that has nothing to do with Paul in that sense. But adding things in to make Paul think differently.
Yeah. It could be one of those things at the same time where she's trying to make it accessible for Paul, and that's why we're seeing all these additions happen. The story wasn't initially meant for him, but it's.
Oh yeah, it was meant for Marvin.
Yeah. It's a lot of crazy
stuff. I'm firmly under the suspicion that the game was made, basically in terms of the story anyway, for Rainer to say to Marvin essentially, "Hey, found out what happened. It's here. It's here. I've got it in game form, and not only have I got it in game form, I've made multiple copies. So it doesn't matter how many times you destroy it. I've got the master copy." But then, at some point, he's lost that. He's died.
He has died, and
Jill's found it.
And when we talk about a master copy at the same time, let's be completely honest. If there were a master copy of a game, it wouldn't be just on a disc. It would be on a computer, like the one out in the garage. That's where the master copy would be kept. What all those other copies are referring to, those are probably either incomplete or unfinished ones, which would explain things like your inputs will come in handy later as well then. So, yeah.
There's also the fact that the Your Child page, Paul remarks upon that, and he says, "This is the website. This is the Your Child page."
Which means that he's seen it at some point.
He's seen it, but he says, "This is Your Child page," and he mentions the fact that he wasn't able to get on that page. That page was once again gotten rid of.
So we're still once again left open with the question, even with all these new revelations, is there a website out there? We don't know. All we can really take it for is the series of videos that we have, but we are led to believe that there must be something else out there, right?
Yes. My guess is that at some point there will be. I think they have it all set up. My guess is that they've got it all set up and ready, and they'll release it at some point when they want it to be released. So it doesn't get leaked and people don't find it by accident and things like that. They'll probably purchase the domain, and they've got it set to private.
That makes sense. And given that this has been a series about sequence, a series about sequence all over the place. No,
sequence with hunting rabbits.
Given that this is a series all about secrets, I have a feeling that the domain name is going to be something really weird that we wouldn't think to look up. For it to be something to directly say Petscop or Girolina or something like that, someone would have caught on to that domain name by now, depending upon when the date was bought, or when the domain was bought. But I could see them putting in like 4 completely random keywords that have nothing to do with anything, and then garbling a number at the end and sticking it out there.
Yeah.
Because
there's also the point that they're constantly making references to hidden things to us, but they're slowly revealing them now. For instance, the censored items that were there.
Right. It's
obviously they're not going to reveal them. Probably not ever. I don't think they'll ever reveal what those censored items are.
No. Well,
that's just part of the story. It's to make you think, oh, maybe they'll show us that at some point. They're not going to show us that. I can probably guarantee.
Right. It's supposed to be a kind of a dual way of keeping a mystery by going, well, what could it be? Man, isn't it weird that we don't know what? And at the same time, the audience is able to impress themselves on it at the same time by going, well, what if it was related to the audience and we didn't even realize that? What if we were another character in this whole thing? You know, it's weird.
Also, the fact that they talk about the family channel.
Yeah, which
Petscop's channel is the family channel, but there's another channel out there.
Somewhere
that's another thing that they've implicated, that they have other footage that they're using for personal use to cross back and forth between themselves.
Right. It's one of those things we're gonna have to wait to find out what is the family name.
Yeah. Well, Hammond, I'm guessing.
Hammond. It could be Newmaker. Who knows? We have so much to learn still. But I think this would be a good place to end it, though, right now. We've definitely covered quite a bit here today.
Indeed.
And we still have 4 more videos to go. A bit more of a... Well, it's not really a long way. I mean, it's not a super difficult watch now that we've uncovered so much that we have. Yeah. You know, there's still so much to learn, but we're able to piece a bit more together, which makes things a little bit easier. But yeah.
Indeed. Oh, by the way, just for Ivan there, you applaud as well.
You get 1 clap. There, you got your clap. Enjoy. But yeah, okay. Right. So we're gonna call this an end for now, and thank you for joining us again, everyone. And Noir, thank you for joining me once again. It's always awesome having both you and Zalga here.
Oh, I never leave the house. You don't have to worry about it.
Well, I'll definitely be back here in 2 weeks once again. I hope that you will be too.
I'm sure I will be.
And I'm certain that we can find some more series if we want to start picking them apart as we go through. After this one too, there's dozens, there's hundreds of series out there we can look through. We might as well have some fun. But yeah, thank you for joining us, everyone. Loved having you all here. Fern, Ivan, Boru, Parable, everyone, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on another episode of the Triquetra, the Theory Quad Triquet. We can't really say Triquetra anymore now, can we? Because there's only 2. What if we brought in?
Let's do announcer voice then, shall we? See you all next time on the Theory Triquetra.
Take care.
Bye-bye.